Snap Fitness in Grand Island offers 24-hour access, free weights, strength training machines, cardio equipment, nutrition plans, and personal trainers. They'll work with you to help you reach the goals you have in mind. Located at 217 East Dolly Park Road in GI.
Okay, welcome to In the Hoop. I'm George Ayoub with my buddy Bobby Mills. New digs here.
And yeah.
The department heads are in the conference room. I mean, where's the respect?
I don't know.
What is going on here?
We better, take what we can get here.
Our buddy Elisa Reitz is behind the camera having to stand here. Sorry, Elisa, you're young. You can take it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk some high school basketball, wrapping up the girls' state tournament. Northwest brought home a championship back-to-back for the Viking girls. And then we're going to preview the boys' state championship. It's all brought to you by Snap Fitness here in Grand Island. So you were down on the semis for the girls' tournament, and what were your impressions?
Of Northwest, first of all, they didn't start out too well against Norris.
And Norris was their semi, and they trailed a long time in that game.
They did, and I don't know whether they remembered that first game where Norris just dominated from start to finish. But they made adjustments. Kinsey Brown kind of took over and did the same thing she did in the finals. She started driving toward the basket, drawing some fouls, and everything came out great.
Right. I thought, I was out of the state, so I was following it on Twitter and as much as I possibly could. But it seemed as though that the Northwest girls took what they gave them.
Yes.
And that was enough.
Yep.
They which we talked about all season. 5 great athletes. Actually, they have great athletes up and down the whole roster. So they are able to adjust. They're not a one-dimensional team, and I think that really paid off for them.
It did.
At state.
So unselfish, and they trust each other, and that they do make adjustments on the run, and that's what you get from a cohesive group like that.
And of course, let's Mike Herzberg's a heck of a coach.
Boy.
Understanding what to take and what not, and what just to leave, and so the Vikings get it done 2 in a row. Congratulations to them.
Yes.
Just really a great run for that group of senior girls.
Yeah, they'll really miss them, but they'll remember this for a long time.
Yeah,
one of the best ever.
Right, yeah. I also think that we had a couple other teams. Kearney Catholic, I thought, they ended up third in C1, and of course the big news there, Minden, ranked so high in all classes, loses to Pierce in the finals. But as we talked before we came on the air, Pierce's size was really an issue.
Nobody could get inside, and when those threes turn into fool's gold, it can be a real tough thing when you don't have an alternative, and going inside on Pierce was literally impossible, So it was a sad thing to see happen to some team like that, but that's what happens sometimes when they don't start hitting. Sad thing is they had several people that could hit, and they just all went cold.
Yeah, really, and it's the worst time
ever
to
that's
go cold.
Right.
And you wouldn't. I guess I was so surprised that if 1 or 2 of you go cold, you still have somebody that can carry you. They all went. The shots weren't falling for anyone, and that really, I think, was the story of the game.
That was it. The only girl that was hitting was Seth Denny's daughter, Jenna. But she didn't get the ball much in the fourth quarter, and that's just the story of the season. You're going to trust those Kissinger girls.
Yeah. But what a great run for the Whippets. Really terrific season, 25-1. They end up second to Pierce, who defends their championship in C1. Our friends down the road at Hastings St. Cecilia came up a little short in their final against Crofton, but that's a heck of a Crofton team.
Would I love to see Crofton play Pierce?
Yeah,
did they play this year?
I don't think they
played.
Oh,
would I love to see that game, or Northwest play Crofton or Pierce?
Yeah.
That would be a great matchup.
Yeah, some terrific basketball in C1 and C2, both on the girls' side and the boys' side.
That's right.
This year, and of course, our friends in Giltner, they lose in the semis to Sterling
in a low scoring
31-28. And you were there at the semis. What was going on there that was such a low-scoring game? Because that does not play into Giltner's hands.
No.
Giltner wants to score points and move it.
Sterling didn't want to. Not only did they slow it down, but that nobody could shoot. And it was kind of embarrassing to score early because I think it was 4 minutes before anybody even hit a shot.
Well, when I saw the early scores, I thought this is not going in Giltner's favor.
No.
The pace was not Giltner's pace.
Nope.
And of course, it ended up being their undoing. And they lose then into Fall City Sacred Heart, 55-48. So they get 4th place. So that wraps up the girls' tournament. Omaha Benson gets their first championship, we ought to mention.
What a nice team.
Really nice team, and that's the first championship they've had. And And, of course, the boys are going to try to double up. That'll be interesting. We're going to talk about that after this message from Snap Fitness here in Grand Island.
What's the most centrally located gym in Grand Island? Try Snap Fitness, a 24/7 gym that's loaded with state-of-the-art equipment from Cybex for both strength and cardio. Located at 217 East Dolly Park Road in Grand Island.
We are back with In the Hoop. George Ayoub with Bobby Mills. We've wrapped up the girls, and we're going to talk about the boys tournament. Starts this week, and I'm going to do my picks and my sleepers, and you can tell me how stupid I am. And
I think you're going to have good luck.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, of course, Class A, Benson's going to try to have a Benson girls championship and a Benson boys championship. They're the number 1 seed. I like them in Class A. I think they're playing the best of anybody right now.
Right now, but the night I saw them against Grand Island, that just sticks in my mind.
Yeah.
And I like Omaha Central because when the lights come on, but boy, would Benson like to, and amidst all this dropping down to Class B thing that's in the works for Benson, it would be so sweet if the boys and girls could both win.
Right.
And Stu would be happy.
Wouldn't that be something? And actually, Central is on the other side of the bracket. A Central Omaha South matchup in the semis is kind of what's looming. You never know what's going to happen.
No.
My sleeper in A is West Side.
Oh boy, that's a good sleeper.
And they have been consistent throughout the year. They come in 20 and 5, 19 and 5, and they're playing really good basketball. They draw 20 and 5 Southeast early on. So that's my sleeper. We'll see what happens.
They play. There's no star on that team. That's what we like about that.
I like that. I like that a lot, and I like that at state tournament time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Big time.
Okay, so Central, Benson, West Side sleeper. Okay, we're going to go to Class B. The Grand Island Northwest boys. They got it done.
They did.
Heading to state. Good for them.
Yep.
Just terrific. Great opportunity for that team to end the season at state. However they end up. And they have a tough draw, obviously. But what a great thing to boost for next year. I just really, congratulations to Ryan Rathke and the Vikings.
No kidding.
They draw undefeated Elkhorn South,
Well, you know this. Well, I don't know. Could Elkhorn South not be pumped up for that game? I don't know. They're certainly not going to approach it like, well, I shouldn't say that.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, I know. And Northwest could be in that game for a long time if they don't, if they look past it.
Yeah. So my pick for the Class B is Elkhorn South, so I guess I'm picking them over Northwest.
There we go.
Yeah, but 24-0, I mean, really, what do I know? I'm going with the favorite.
Well, do you not want to be undefeated? Yeah, Wichita State's in the same predicament. But that's a good pick, George. I'll go with that one, yeah.
My sleeper here is Scott.
That's the spoiler right there. Boy, didn't they play Elkhorn South a terrific game?
Terrific game, and they're on that side of the bracket, so they get them in the semis, where things are a little different in the semis. I think that's the opportunity to beat a team, so that's why I'm picking them as a sleeper. Beatrice, of course, is always tough. They're the 2 seed. They come in at 20 and 2, so some good basketball to look forward to in Class B. In Class C1. Loaded
to the gills. Yep.
Great game here. Newman versus Boone Central.
Oh boy,
that's an opening round game. It's a 4 versus 5, and that's as good as it gets.
It's a bad draw for either one of them.
For either one, that's what I thought. The same thing. I went, oh my goodness, because great athletes on both teams.
I know.
It's going to be I think it's going to probably be, I say a high-scoring game, it'll probably be 38-37 or something.
That sometimes happens, but it has all the potential to put some points on the board.
Right. My sleeper team comes out of whoever wins that game. I'm picking Wayne.
Boy, they're ready, aren't they?
They are.
For 3 years they've been waiting for this.
And that's kind of where I'm going with that, is I'm thinking, geez, not that they're not a good team, but I think that they're, they've worked themselves into this position. They come in the 2 seed. The 1 seed is SCOTUS at 21 and 4, and we know they're good.
Yep.
But we've seen Wahoo, and that's a team that could beat on any given night, could beat anybody in the field.
That's right.
And we don't know a lot about them. Maybe you do, but Kozad.
Boy, they just came on.
They came on strong at the end of the season. Of course, Kearney Catholic's there.
Dangerous team.
Team. They beat Central Catholic in the district finals, and they did it the tough way.
I know.
So that field is amazing. Wahoo is my second sleeper there.
My pick is Wahoo Newman.
Yeah. So
they are really tough.
They are tough. So, wow, we're all over the board in that.
All over.
We're picking every team to win.
Kind of like betting every horse in the race.
Right.
Yeah, that always pays off.
Maybe we'll get it right. That's a great field. Another good field in C2. Of course, Donovan Trumbull draw Sutton. Come on, what's going on?
I bet when they saw that, they just about my.
The seeding and number gods didn't help them on that one.
And what's the unders? Let's see, 50.
Yeah,
man,
that's going to be something. Of course, Jordan Sloughs have back problems. We hope he can play.
I hope so.
We hate to see a kid as good an athlete as he is, and has been a star in their team, both their football team, but also their basketball team. You want everybody at full strength. That's the best way to decide.
I think Sutton wants that too.
They don't want to play him shorthanded.
No, and he's the quarterback. He's the Riley Wiltfong of basketball for Donovan Trumbull, so it's a key that he's there.
Yeah, so we're hoping that he can play. That's a 2-7. Donovan comes in as the 2 seed. My pick is Bergen.
I'll second that emotion.
And
emotion.
They're a tough team, and they've played a tough schedule. My sleeper, I like Southern Valley. I love their coach.
Boy, they look good at that. At the Hoops Classic.
At the Hoops Classic, they look good. They kind of got a little out of sync a little bit towards the end of the season, but of course they got they come in as a wild card team. They're 6th seed, so the right away they play Bergen. So I'm going to get one of those right. I'm going to get the sleeper.
Strange matchup there, really strange.
I think that the Southern Valley, as good as they've played, comes in as a 6. For a good team like Bergen, that's not an easy draw.
No, it's not.
So Bergen's going to, they're going to have their shoes laced up all the way through that tournament.
That's right.
Other good teams in there is, of course, Ainsworth. They're the number 1 seed. They're 23-2. We don't know a lot about them.
But they beat Hartington Cedar Catholic.
They beat Cedar Catholic, and
legit.
So Kimball comes in. We know they're good. Freeman has a great team. They're up and down. C2.
That's a tough class. Ravenna's not even in, and they're a fine team.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Kimball gets Ravenna by a point out west.
Kimball's got a nice team.
Nice team. So we're going to move on to D1. Our friends from Fullerton come in as the 8th seed. Lucky them. They draw Howells Dodge, my pick.
And they'll probably be upset from losing to Randolph in the district.
and they're going to beat somebody on. But you never know. Fullerton's had a good season. They've come on. They're 11-7. Anybody has a chance there. But Howells Dodge, I think, throughout the season has been the best in this class.
They are. One thing Fullerton could do is match up physically with them. Fullerton has tough football players. So they'll match up physically. It's just, I don't know how Howells Dodge plays, what the pace of the game is. They're going to have to control that. So
right.
and get Keenan and Tobic inside shooting if they want a chance. And I think Howells Dodge has kind of a nice inside player. So
yeah, I think they do. I think they do. Of course, Howells Dodge, the point leaders, but they come in as a wild card.
Yeah, isn't that strange? Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Then in D2, a couple teams from the area, Spalding Academy, number 1 seed.
I like that team.
I do too. I like them. I'm picking them. By the way, Elm Creek was my sleeper in D1.
That's a good basketball team,
like
Jordan. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah. And my sleeper in D2 is Spalding. I'm picking Spalding, but I like High Plains.
And look at that first-round matchup. Same thing as Sutton
Exeter and Milligan and High Plains will be 101-100, I think.
Same deal.
Yeah.
A good team's going to go home.
Again, it's just those points. You just never know what's going to happen.
I know.
And so really 2 great teams there in that opening round matchup. Spalding, we should say, gets Elwood. They come in. Spalding's 22-3, Elwood 14-10. Anytime you play in Lincoln for the top 8 teams, you better be ready to play. You can't be looking past somebody. You can't be thinking about the next day. You got to be concentrating on what's going on at hand.
Well, Elwood's got a kid that's 6'2", I think it is. His name is Blake Summer. He has 63 blocks.
Right.
That kid can get up. So
yeah.
Spalding Academy, and Joey Imus won't let him look past that game, I don't think.
No, I think they've been solid throughout the year.
And no seniors, George, on that starting lineup.
Yeah, so they're going to, So they back-to-back is a possibility with those guys. High Plains, of course, another good team. Bancroft, Rosalie, always good. They're on the other side of the bracket. They're the 3 seed at 23-4. And, of course, Fall City Sacred Heart with great tradition. They're the 2 seed. So some good teams there in D2.
Great field.
That's a great field there as well. So we'll look forward to wrapping all the boys' championships up next week in our last in the hoop.
That'll do.
You're going down to Lincoln this week?
Yep, all 3 days. George, if you haven't been to Pinnacle, or you got to go. It's just a wonderful place. I just can't, have enough praise for that place. The parking garage is across the street. Everything is handy. The help is great.
Yeah, and the NSAA did a nice job.
They have. They really set it up nicely.
And you're on the court the press row is on the court. It's not back behind the benches.
No.
Where, some of the big arenas that we talked about that, they do that. They put you behind the benches, and that's...
You're so close you can hear them breathing. That's a great place to be.
Yeah, so we'll look forward to that. So that'll do it for this week's In the Hoop. Catch Bobby on the Twitter.
We'll be having the big machine this time.
Catch him on the Twitter for Boys State High School Basketball Championships. For Elisa Reitz behind the camera, thank you, Elisa. George Ayoub with Bobby Mills. This has been In the Hoop from theindependent.com.
Visit Snap Fitness in Grand Island for all of your workout needs. State-of-the-art equipment and personal trainers will help you reach the exercise and health goals you have in mind. Located at 217 East Stolly Park Road in Grand Island.